Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? You probably guessed it, I'm about to go out of town again. So I know I travel a lot, but I got to squeeze in another quick video before I go and talk about the protocols that have been doing really well, because we've had some crazy pumps this week. So this one will kind of be an overview. Of course, we'll start with Carol because it's pumping big time, and let's just get into it. And when I get back, I will recap everything again. But it's been a heavy day. There's been a lot of stuff going on personally, good stuff, but just like a lot of heavy stuff to work on. So I just gotta let it fly and make a video, try to decompress a little bit. So as you can see, total liquidity for Carol on the ETH side is down to 915,000. So this dove a little bit. It was hanging around just above a million, like 1.03 million, and then it took a pretty steep dive. What is that, 85,000 or so, something like that? Pretty steep dive that took it down to 915. So we'll see what happens from here. Obviously, my only concern about this, because this is still a lot of funds, is it removes the liquidity bonus, or pushes the liquidity bonus down, I should say. You don't get as much, because obviously if there's not as much liquidity, you don't get as much juice out of it. Obviously I want the total liquidity to stay high, because my percentage will then stay high and I can make more money that way. But still, 916,000, that's pretty amazing. Let's jump over to the BNB side, and what do you guys think it's at? I think it's over a million because it was cruising so fast. Full disclosure, I have not looked at it, so I don't know what it is, but let's click and see. Boom, 1.07 million. So in like a day and a half, this thing just rallied to 1.07 million. That's super fast. So it's growing really fast. Carol on the ETH side did really well, but a lot of people are just gun shy about crypto, so I think people took a little while to get in. There's a lot of people that still stood on the sidelines and thought, well, I missed the major move, I don't want to get in now just in case, which is totally understandable, even though I do still think there's some time here. But those people are sitting on the sidelines going, as soon as that BNB site comes out, they're going, yeah, absolutely, now I can get in early. Also, more people were hesitant, from what I've heard, just even in my own chats and everything, were more hesitant to go over and try base chain. It's just a new chain, they're not familiar with it. Even though it's fairly simple, it's just an extra learning curve that people need to do when they're loading the RPC URLs and stuff into their MetaMask or Rabby or whatever they have into their wallet. They're hesitant to do that because it's just a new thing, it's new to them, and a lot of times people aren't educated on it, so they just stay away. People are, however, at least specifically for my channel, they're really heavy into the BNB side. A lot of the smart contracts we deal with, of course, are on the Binance Smart Chain, and so people were ready to dump into this one. And as you can see, just in a couple days, more than $1 million in TVL, and between the two, we're looking at almost $2 million. Some people were saying, doesn't that split up the liquidity? Listen, there was a bunch of other Carol clones that were coming out, so these guys just figured, hey, if they're all going to come out, it's going to steal liquidity and they're going to go over there, we might as well just create two liquidity pools, one in ETH and one in BNB, and then we can have them both here on this platform. So right now it's cruising. I have now made 4 stakes, so as I've been gaining money, or I'll transfer BNB from another wallet, I was able to buy some more, so now I have a total of 4 stakes that I put in here. And then of course I got a bunch on the other side, so 52,600, which isn't a ton per day, but token price looking pretty good. So we'll see what happens here. I intend on growing it like I did the other side. I'll be maybe just like slightly more conservative on this side, so I can kind of take some profits as I go. Before, I really was just like super excited about this number right here, and I wanted to get my percentage as high as possible. Obviously, if I claimed right now, that would drop back down into the 2s. So I'll wait until it builds itself up. I'm liking this. So I think this liquidity bonus will actually go up a little bit now that it's over $1 million. And so once I see that go up and I can stay above the 3s, I'll probably do a claim here or there, add some to the wallet, just start taking profits as I build it up. And then I can kind of do a little, 5 and 2 strategy, something like that, where I claim a couple days a week, and then the other days I let it build up, I rebond it, and then I add to it, or however I want to do it, right? There's options, a lot of different strategies you can play. But so far, I am really loving the protocol. It's working amazingly well, and it's just nice to see another shining star in crypto. Will it last forever? I don't know, probably not, but for right now, everything looks awesome, and so it may be a good time to get in on financial advice. Check it out, see if it's something you're interested in. But this one launched 2 days ago, so if you're looking for a newer platform to jump into, pushing your liquidity in here will help with that liquidity bonus, and you'll get a higher percentage. And just get into it, check it out, and see what you think. But again, this is your decision. You control your own money. None of it's financial advice. I'm just digging it right now. Carol's one of my best performers. We need to jump over and talk specifically about StableSwap. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to check out the AMA I did yesterday with Danny D, so he partnered with Lucky and they were able to set this all up. They're day one drippers. They've been around in these ecosystems for a long time. They've got their own channels and everything like that, so there's plenty of information out there on them. They're fully doxed, fully regulated. They're only regulated in certain countries because that's where you can get the regulations in. So they've got the OTC that they're running, which is an external revenue source to push this back in here. So this is solid, but just, you know, full transparency here. It's a very simple platform as far as what you're doing as an investor. All you're doing is providing liquidity, and they're staking it, and you're getting an APR, and you're doing that all in stable coins. So if you put in your $1,000, you know, at the end of the term, you're going to get your $1,000 back plus the daily rewards that you earned along the way. So super cool platform. They've got these deals going on right now. Link will be in the description below, but if you come in and you want to get into one of these deals so you can get a higher APR, like look at this one right here, the normal one. Well, you can't see that. Hold on, my fat face is in the way. So the normal one is 0.35% daily, which is super high, and they utilize the OTC to pay for that, right? To churn those funds over and make money from it, which is a genius model. That's what it's paying out for 300 days. But if you take advantage now in the next 14 days to provide some early liquidity, then you're going to get 0.53, which is significantly higher. I mean, 0.53 is really, really high in traditional markets. So this seems awesome. I only had about $400 in my wallet yesterday, so that's what I added yesterday. I'm gonna get at least 1,000 in here before that 14 days is over. So I've got 14 days, 11 hours, which basically until the end of the month. And then December 1st, they're gonna go forward with this new roadmap. He was hesitant to share some stuff about the new roadmap until December 1st. Didn't want to share it without, you know, with the team and everything, without the team being present and them all doing it together, which makes sense. But they did get a new brick and mortar office to be able to run this business out of. And, you know, they're doing it totally legit, totally regulated. So it'll be awesome. They're regulated with the central bank. So heavy scrutiny, which is good. It's kind of what we need for DeFi right now. And so part of it's that CeFi where they're running the money through. And then the DeFi portion, of course, is this one that's paying out the capital to people for putting in their stable coins. So anyway, check out the AMA yesterday. It answers a lot of questions. And if you guys know Danny, super cool dude. Lives in the Philippines, but he's originally an Aussie. Awesome guy and awesome platform. I don't want to spend too much time today. I want my intention is for this video to be quick. So let's just flash through some stuff if I can talk. Flex IRA still paying really well for me. I think they haven't hit the investor limit. There's still 200,000 you can put in and 24 people that can jump in. So if this is something you're interested in, real world revenue, the revenue, you know, the percentage is kind of slow, but it works fine for me. I've got my higher risk investments and my lower risk investments like this one. So that one's paying really well. Another one would be the shitcoin miner, Polygon Land. This one's still paying out just fine. So I come in here and do the 50-50 reinvest every day, and it puts money in my wallet, and I'm building up my Matic bag because I want my Matic bag to be really high during this next bull run. So I'm not, sometimes I'll take these funds and maybe I'll transfer them to my wallet, or I'll take them and turn them into something else and put them in a new protocol to hopefully double up or whatever over there. In this case, I'm probably just going to hold all these Matic. I want a nice little moon bag for when things go crazy in this next bull run, or if those spot ETFs, they just applied, what was it, BlackRock? Am I thinking about that wrong? Just applied for a spot ETF on Ethereum. That could make Ethereum fly. There's already one that they've applied for Bitcoin. That can make Bitcoin fly. If all this stuff happens like they're thinking it might, I mean, we're looking really strong possibility of getting those spot ETFs approved. Those entities are going to have to go out and purchase those underlying assets, which means the prices are going to go up a ton. When they do, it'll force a bull run essentially, and I think it's going to bring a lot of these smaller tokens up, especially ones like the Polygon network or whatever with Matic. They've already made partnerships with Starbucks and a handful of other Fortune 500 companies to go do big things in the world. So because those are there, those multi-billion-dollar companies aren't going to let this fail. So this could start to fly as you start to see real investor, real institutional capital pour into the crypto markets. Boom, we could see the biggest bull run we've ever had, but we'll see. So Letty, another one that's paying out. Let me jump on the correct wallet just so you can see. All right, there it is. I'm on the lower plan, so I'm only making, I don't know, 550 or so a day, and it's just coming through like clockwork. I just come in here every 3 days roughly. I claim the funds, let my 950 just work, nothing major to talk about here. They're up to 33,000 in TVL, so it's really a smaller protocol, but working fine for me right now. Also doing pretty well in Alpha 365. I've already kind of discussed this, but I've kind of told you I'm not even on the right tab. Hold up. I've already discussed what my strategy is, but all I'm basically doing is compounding a couple times to get it up to 9, claiming, which brings it down to 2, compound a couple times to bring it up to 9, claiming. So that's just the flow I'm going with. And right now it's been working well for me, pays out like clockwork. I'm getting, I don't know, $30 or so every couple days. So not too bad. It's working out to be a pretty good platform for me. Elephant Money, crushing it. Nothing to talk about here. Starting to see some green candles a little bit. Might be curling. So we'll see what happens over the coming weeks, but I'm still really bullish on Elephant Money. And this one to me is basically like a buy and hold. So I'm just DCAing in here. Since we've actually seen this dip down, I may try to find a little bit more funds and maybe buy another $100, $200, $300 worth, just because I've been buying these dips. I really think this is another 10x at least. And this is one that could get pretty weird in the bull run and go crazy. Pretty well established name, been around for a couple years now, so I think this one could be really solid. Speakeasy Drinks, still paying out solid. My claim date is tomorrow, so excited about that. Still working, still some money in the contract balance. So I always like Kirk's protocols. I always seem to make money. I try to get in on day one. I just do the normal strategy where, you know, I'm allowing it to build up. Sometimes I let it ride and compound, and sometimes I take profits. And it's worked for me every time, so I'm all about getting in any protocols that he releases. Another one that's super important to check out is this bad boy. This, of course, is our protocol, Street Vendor Wars, where you purchase these food trucks and you battle against the other folks. We don't have the leaderboard populating quite yet. It's a little bit more complicated than it sounds, but you'd be able to see kind of who's winning, who's generating the most of these tokens. All I've done is actually buy new trucks and then compound to build up my food bucks balance to buy new trucks. So I bought another one yesterday, put an additional, I don't know, 50, 60 bucks in B&B, and so I had enough from what I had claimed and then purchased enough to be able to upgrade this truck to level 3. So right now I'm making 4,558 coins per hour. I don't know how many you guys are making. If you guys are beating me, make sure to put that in the comments below. But today was actually the first time that I claimed. So I went in here to sell compound, and I actually sold some for some B&B, got like 20 bucks back. Just wanted to make sure that flow worked. I'm gonna be doing a mix now that I've got so many trucks of a little bit of compounding, a little bit of claiming or whatever, and just build these things up and have some fun with it. Still really early with this one. We've only got 56 vendors, 56 players in the game. We kind of built this one and didn't really do any marketing on it. You know, we did a couple like little AMAs with our internal team, but we never really pumped it out. Never had anybody that are influencers look at it and build content or anything like that on it. So it's essentially a soft launch. We'll probably turn it up now and do a few AMAs. So if you want to get in, still early, and we'll see if we can pump the bags on this. Of course, we were on DAP radar, #1 new game, and all that. So everything's safe, slick game. It works now. We had to go through and change a couple of the things with the order. You could upgrade the trucks and everything to make it not so complicated, but this would be one to check out. I do know that a bunch of people had questions early on. It's like they would come to this site and they'd be like, well, okay, how do I wallet connect? We had some issues, and you were having to connect on the Unmade Sugar site and then come over here to play the game. Now there's a wallet connect up here, so it is available for you. You can come straight to it and get after it. And I don't know if it's done quite yet, but I know he's working on the mobile version right now to make sure it functions the same. Because I know some guys are degens, they're wanting to play the games on their phones and everything. So if that's the case, and that's you, we should have that availability for you here soon. Spark Swap still looking juicy, 22.9 cents, so nothing crazy to report here. Again, I don't think I've taken any profits at all on this, maybe like 20 bucks or something. All I'm really doing is using the farms to generate the Spark, and I put in the Sparkler. Sparkler generates LP for me, and I put that back in the farms. That's all I'm doing. Long-term play for me. Price is holding pretty steady, so I feel good enough about it. And I'm just going to ride this one till the wheels fall off. So we'll see what happens. Again, this could be big. I used this exchange the other day to swap some tokens on Pulse. It was cool. So, this is my little mini version of Pancake Swap on Pulse Chain. So that was cool. Another Pulse protocol would be Pulse Trip, and it's still hanging above 30. I mean, we saw this thing kind of bounce back and forth, went all the way down to like maybe 12 or something, and I thought, okay, we really might be seeing the dip. Rallied back up to 20, then back down to 15, and then the crazy news came out with the new parts of the protocol getting launched, went all the way up to like 100, and I really thought we'd see it drop back down to like that 20 range, maybe even 15, and as people were taking profits, but it's held pretty steady above 30. So I think that's awesome news for the protocol. Obviously got a decent little bag in here. I'm about 50% to ROI, so right now I'm just in compound mode. We get some spikes, I'll claim a little bit. I want to try to get to 100% ROI because I've made that mistake in other protocols before, just too much compounding. If I can get to 100% ROI, then I can just play with house money and it'll be a lot more fun. But anyway, I'm sure there's other stuff. I hope everyone's doing well. I got to finish the work that's on my plate for a little bit and then go pack the bags and do all the things that you do before you go on vacation, and then pick up the kids from school and get on the road. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Comment down below if you have any questions on any of those protocols, and happy investing.